Okay, so in this video right here, this is part two, really part three, but part two. And I won't really be I won't be reviewing this game unless there's some other new things I'll notice about the game, or if there's something that that's an oversight, something that I may have forgotten about, and I'll bring it up. But I'm just gonna let you know what I did with my team this season. This will be my seventh season. So in 6 full seasons, I got 3 championships in 6 seasons. We lost last season in the AFC Championship game to the Raiders, and so technically right now, my franchise, the way the NFL is in my franchise, it's becoming just carte blanche, a full-on running league. It's not quite there just yet. That's gonna take probably at least 3 to 4 more seasons for it to just be across the board that way. But it's getting there. And so I wanted to highlight that. Well, what I'm doing now is that I'm still going to let it get to be a full on running league. But what I'm switching to, at least for my offense right now, I'm switching to a pass heavy offense. That's what I'm doing right now. But I'm not there just yet. Okay. So I'm not quite there yet. I don't have the quarterback that I'm looking for yet, and I'll have to build that quarterback through the draft class, edit the draft class. I don't have the wide receivers yet. I got three good ones, and then I don't have the tight ends I'm looking for yet. I still have run blocking tight ends. My offensive line isn't, their specialty still isn't pass blocking, it's run blocking. My running backs aren't wide receivers. They're still power backs with 1 or 2 elusive power backs. So they're not receiving backs. And so because of that, I'm not there yet. Okay, my playbook, my scheme, my playbook is still built on running the football, even though I switched it this year to vertical, but it's still vertical power run. Okay. And so we're not there yet, but we're getting there because the quarterback assignment is different this year. We have went away from this season from run blocking wide receivers, and I've added in terms of backups, my offensive line, I've added some pass blockers, but we're just not there yet. But that's where I'm going. So now my defense is still a run stopping defense. My strong safeties are 230, 240. My free safeties, 230-ish, 240. My cornerbacks are 230 plus. Okay, my linebackers are 250, 260, 270. My defensive ends are 290-ish, 300 plus. My defensive tackles are 330 plus, 340, 370, 380. So we are still a jumbo heavy defense because I have to keep my defense that way while the league is still a running league. Okay. So and then I want to punish my opponents as much as possible with injuries and fumbles as well. So I want to make sure that that's still there. Now, once the league completely is a running league, I'm going to go away from that once the league catches up to me winning championships, passing the football over 80% of the time. So once the league experiences, we're going back pass heavy after 10, 11 seasons, the league is shifting back to being a perimeter league. Well, now they'll draft personnel. The game will generate prospects who are more coverage, more pass rushing, more coverage, whether that's for the DBs, the linebackers, and then the defensive ends won't be jumbo anymore. They will be back to being 250, 240, 239 pass rushers. You're going to experience that. But that's when the league will catch up to what I'm doing, where right now the league is going more run. That's the way I built it. That's the way I wanted it to be. Okay. As the league is catching up to what I've already done, which got me 3 championships in 6 seasons, the league is now catching up to that. Right now, I'm shifting to perimeter, pass heavy. Not there yet, okay? So this year is the beginning of it a little bit. Next year we'll probably be passing the football over 70% of the time. Okay. And then you'll see me win championships passing the football. And then that's when the league will catch up. And so what I've done is, hold on, where is that at? Okay, so they have scouting cut off for right now. Let me see. All right, hold on, you guys. Okay, so right now, I still have the league in terms of draft strength, draft class strength. As you can see, running backs are strong. I made that way for 6 years now. Tight ends are strong. Interior offensive linemen are strong. Interior defensive linemen are strong. Linebackers strong. Safety strong. So what that does is that it makes the league a more physical running league. The game generates tight ends who are run blocking tight ends mixed in with a few verticals, a little bit of vertical, but it's mainly run blocking possession. The guards and centers are maulers, physical. They're big. They're run blockers. This is what the game is generating. The interior defensive line, those are your defensive tackles. They're big and physical and strong. They're run blockers, run stoppers. The linebackers are bigger. They're more physical. They're run stopping linebackers sprinkled in with a little bit of coverage linebackers, but mainly these are run stopping linebackers, right? And then your safeties are more box run stopping safeties. They're more physical. I showed you that in the last video. Now, what I'll do after 4 to 5 more seasons, I'll turn running backs to weak. Tight ends will be weak. Interior offensive linemen will be weak. Interior defensive linemen will be weak. Linebackers weak. Safeties weak. And then I'll make quarterbacks strong. Wide receivers strong. Actually, tight ends I'm going to turn to normal. Actually, no. I'm gonna make that weak as well. So quarterbacks I'll make strong. Wide receivers strong. Tackles strong. Defensive ends strong. Cornerbacks strong. And actually safeties I'll move to normal. Linebackers I'll have to move to normal. And I still will have to move tight ends to normal. Okay. And so, like, that's the way that thing will be. And the reason being because you still want them to produce some quality receiving tight ends. And you still want them to sprinkle in some good zone coverage linebackers and safeties. You still want them to sprinkle in some good coverage safeties. So what I have strong will mostly be weak, except for safeties, linebackers, and tight ends. They will then be normal. Okay. Everything else I have strong will be weak because I need to overwhelm you with perimeter speed. I need to overwhelm you with elite wide receivers, elite quarterbacks, elite right tackles and left tackles built for passing, pass blocking, elite defensive ends built for pass rush, getting to the quarterback, elite cornerbacks built for coverage. Like that's how that needs to be. So I'm going to shift this after 4 seasons. Right now it has to stay this way so the league can still become a running league, okay, and a run stopping league. And so this is now my 7th season. The league is now catching up to what I've already done, which was win championships running the football. So you're seeing the league, this franchise becoming running league. In offense, it is becoming a run-stopping league on defense. It's not carte blanche yet, but it will be. It's getting there. Now, the league is more competitive than it's ever been in its history. Okay, on my franchise, right? Outside of the NFC last year, everyone has 6 wins or more. Very competitive, a lot of parity. And that's because of the quality of the draft class coming in with these positions. Running backs, tight ends, interior offensive linemen, interior defensive linemen, linebackers, and safeties. And then everything else is normal. So you're getting high quality draft classes. Teams are drafting high quality players. And then they don't necessarily need to live off of free agency. Okay. They don't necessarily need to keep someone around, a veteran who is underperforming, but is a 78 or 81. I don't have to keep this guy. I can just keep these draft picks. I can just keep these players we drafted. And then if I want to go on free agency is high quality now. The quality in free agency is out of this world. It's premium. And so because of that, rosters are rich. They're rich with talent. And when every roster can literally go to free agency and they're shopping at Whole Foods, okay, it's elite. I mean, this is elite. This is high quality stuff. The draft is quality for these positions that I made strong. So what does that do? That enriches the entire league. The league is now rich with talent. And so that creates the most competitive league ever, which creates the most parity ever. Okay. And so that's why when you look at, I'll go to free agency. And obviously free agency is going to change after preseason. I haven't simulated preseason yet. They're going to cut guys, and so you'll see free agency look even better after they cut these guys, right? So hold on real quick. Let me make sure. Yeah, let me go to free agency. All right. Obviously, you'll see Logan Cook there. I didn't keep him. I'm moving in a different direction with my punter. And you'll see me edit a punter in draft class. I'll edit a punter to be more dynamic, more versatile. He'll be able to pass. He'll be able to hit, pursue, tackle. He'll be shifty if I need the punter to break out and run off of a trick punt run play. So I'll have a more dynamic punter. That's where I'm shifting punters to. We'll get there, and kickers, so you can have more options with trick plays with your kicker and punter, and they could be more of a threat with coverage. If someone breaks out and they might run it back, your kicker is fast enough and can tackle and have good pursuit angles to make sure that you're limiting kick returns, and the same with punter with punt returns. So we're getting there where special teams is a threat at all times and not just for kicking a field goal, right? Punting is a threat because your punter can pass and your punter can tackle, okay? And your punter can run. Kicking field goals and extra points, that's now a threat because the kicker can pass and run. Punt coverage and kickoff coverage, okay, is now more substantial simply because the kicker and punter have they take good pursuit angles and they can tackle. And you can't necessarily always count on running it back because the punter is pretty fast and the kicker is pretty fast. We're going to get to that point. That's why I didn't keep Logan Cook around. Now, in real life, IRL, Logan Cook is one of the best passers, one of the best passing punters in the NFL. And he's one of the best tackling punters in the NFL. Logan Cook, that's how he is in real life. But it's not where it needs to be with his speed and all of that. So I didn't keep him around. It's not dynamic enough. Okay. But anyway. So once you get past the punters and kickers, which this is great. If you need a punter and kicker, I mean, you're good to go. But once you get past that, we can start going into, like, as you can see, look, Travis Etienne, ladies and gentlemen, he's available. That's a 79. The defensive tackle was 78. Cornerback, 78. Defensive tackle, 78. Now, I want you to let me know when you start to see 60s. Look at all of these 70s, high 70s. When do we get to the 60s? Because we're still in the mid 70s. We're 76, 75. Okay, now you could turn on your, look, Spencer Rattler is here at a 74, y'all. Now you can turn on your franchise right now and go to free agency, whether it's your first or second season, you'll never have this quality. You would have been in the 60s a long time ago with overall ratings. So this league it's flushed with talent. This is 74, like, where are the 60s? And this is still preseason. Let me go all the way to the bottom. Where are the 60s? We're still in the 70s. 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 There is no 60s in my free agency. My free agency has no one in the 60s for their overall rating. Not a single person. Not a single player. So my league is rich with talent. You can just go to free agency and you'll be safe. You'll be safe. Your roster is safe. And it's because of the draft class coming in. Okay? Right? Now, this would be even more rich. It would be richer if I had made every position strong, draft class, or if I had made everyone strongest. Because they have weakest, weak, normal, strong, strongest. I just put running back strong, tight end strong, interior offensive lineman strong, interior defensive lineman strong, Linebacker strong, safety strong. Not strongest, just strong. Every other position is normal, okay? Because I've turned the league into a running league and a run-stopping league. Because that's the way the NFL, that's where they're trending right now in real life, the last 2-3 years, okay? So this is now my 7th season. It's been going that way for 6 seasons now, okay? And because those positions are so strong, okay, it's made free agency stronger. Teams don't need to keep dudes around just to keep them around. The guys that they drafted are really, really good. And so they're not keeping a lot of these guys around. And so they're free agents. Well, listen, teams will still need free agents. So when they dip into free agency, they're seeing high quality free agents at every position. Now, my 7th season, we don't have a single free agent in the 60s. So as I showed you yesterday in my first video about this yesterday, sort of, I showed you how that every team in the league's record was 6 wins or above, except for 2 teams on the NFC side. Just think about that. Every team in the league, with the exception of 2 teams, their records were 6 wins or higher. That is a competitive league essentially across the board. That is a league full of parity, and it's because the talent is so rich. So you can expect even more competitive play and parity, because last year we had some guys in the 60s in free agency. Now that just doesn't exist. Okay, so I wanted to make that clear, right? Moving on. As I explained to you yesterday about wear and tear. So I want to make sure I do that again for someone who could be new. I want to do that again. You address wear and tear by going to your trainer and upgrading your trainer before you upgrade anything else. Okay? And you want to make sure you take care of anything dealing with wear and tear. And then injury prevention. Then you can move on to your coach and coordinators. First thing you must do, upgrade your trainer. Second thing you must do, sign, draft, and trade for players who aren't weak with stamina, toughness, and injury. Toughness and injury are directly connected. The same with stamina. Toughness means, can you play through injury? Can you play through attrition? That's toughness. Many people, they play Madden in college football and they don't know what toughness means. So when they're signing, drafting, and trading for players, they're looking at overall, or they're looking at certain attributes, surface level attributes, speed, agility, catching, tackling, coverage. So these guys are good, right? They're in the 80s, they're in the 90s, okay? But then you look up at the end of the year, these guys keep getting injured. Their attrition is preventing them from really being explosive because of wear and tear. And then their stats just don't make sense because it doesn't line up. Man, this guy's a 95 or 89 or 88 or 87 or 91. I thought this guy's stats would have been a lot better. Well, that's because he hasn't played in a lot of games. He hasn't played a lot of snaps. He's been tired a lot. He's been hit with a lot of wear and tear. And so that impacts all of his attributes, his abilities, right? So then you scroll all the way down to the bottom and you'll see that this guy injury is an 81 or a 79 or 83. His stamina is a 77, 79, 81, 82. His toughness is a 77, a 76, a 80, a 81. If it's like that, your guy, I don't care how talented he is, he won't be able to stay on the field long. His production will go down because he's not tough enough to play through this attrition or injury. He's injury prone, and his stamina is bad as well, which impacts all of that, which impacts production, right? And so that's what that means. It's sort of like the talented, skillful boxer, but the boxer has a weak chin and a glass jaw. This boxer is extremely talented. This is one of the most talented boxers you'll ever see, but the boxer has a weak chin. The boxer has a very weak chin and a glass jaw, right? That's what it is with these players you're trading for, or you're signing, or you're drafting. They're in the 90s, they're in the 80s, the high 80s, but their stamina is low 80s or 70s. Their toughness is low 80s or 70s. Their injury is low 80s or 70s. That is the equivalent. That is the equivalent of a boxer with a glass jaw and a weak chin, but it's a very skilled boxer. So I wanted to clear that up. So the first order of business is to upgrade your trainer before you upgrade your coach, before you upgrade your coordinators. So I want to show you that. So we go to coach. Now, obviously, my coach is maxed out. Okay. So I wanted to show you that my coach is maxed out, but I felt the most important thing to do. Hold on. All right. So I felt that the most important thing to do, well, you can see active tiers and all of that. But yeah, so I felt the most important thing to do was to take care of anything dealing with wear and tear. Okay. So like, that's what you want to do. Right. So you want to reduce wear and tear damage taken during games. Take care of that first. You're going to start off bronze, right? And then you want to max it out. And by the time you max it out, you have reduced wear and tear damage taken during games by 25%. Okay. I'm just trying to go to the second one. Okay. You want to reduce wear and tear impact your attribute. So you want to reduce wear and tear impact penalty during the last 2 minutes and a half. Okay. Once you max that out, that would be at 25%. Right. So then you want to go to recover all your players' wear and tear at the start of the fourth quarter. You want to take care of that, right? By the time you max it out, your players, you're able to recover all your players' wear and tear at the start of the fourth quarter by 25%. You want to take care of that, okay? Where we're at. Then you want to go to recover more wear and tear every week. You want to take care of that. By the time you max it out, you'll be at 15%. You're recovering 15% more wear and tear every week. Okay? So you want to make sure you got that taken care of. Then you want to take care of off-field rejuvenation. So increase rate at which players recover from wear and tear during games. You want to make sure you take care of that. By the time you max that out, you're at 15%. increased rate at which players recover from wear and tear during games by 15%. So you can clearly see where this is going, right? Anything dealing with wear and tear, you want to take care of that first. But stuff that impacts the game day, and recovery. After that, you want to, if you're someone that practices a lot, you want to handle things with wear and tear with practice. The first order of business is making sure that anything happening with wear and tear on the field during games, that's what you want to take care of first, right? Then you want to take care of sort of recovery from wear and tear. Then you want to go to injury prevention, okay? So the first thing is, I think there's the one where they get injured during the game. So let me find that one. Here it is right here. So it's called Injury Shield. Okay. So you want to max that out. By the time you max that out, you'll be at 25%. Reduce injury chances during games by 25%. Okay. So you want to make sure you take care of that. Reduce injury chances during games by 25%. So like I said, there's no issue with wear and tear. No issue with wear and tear if you take care of your trainer and you handle these things. Then you want to go to Healing Accelerator. Injured players heal 20% faster. Okay? So you want to take care of that. When you max that out, injured players heal 20% faster. Okay? You want to take care of that. And then let's say you have, hold on, I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Yeah. So let's say a player did get injured. Well, you want to go to questionable status shift. By the time you max that out, you reduce the benchmark for a player to be questionable by 10%. You get into the doubtful. Where's that at? Where's the doubtful? Here it is, doubtful. So it's called doubtful rejuvenation. So by the time you max that out, players with doubtful status will heal 25% faster. Okay? It's called doubtful rejuvenation. By the time you max that out, players with doubtful status, okay, will heal 25% faster. Okay? And then there's one more about, I think there's one more that deals with that. Hold on, let me find that. Probable. Okay, so it's called probable status shift. Okay, probable status shift. You may pronounce it as status, but probable status or probable status shift. Okay, by the time you max that out, it'll be 10%. So reduce the benchmark for a player to be probable by 10%. So you would say, well, what are you saying? Well, if a player gets injured, I showed you, he'll be able to recover from that. Number one, you'll be able to prevent injuries. You'll be able to recover from injuries faster. And it will be even more faster if you max out questionable, doubtful, and probable. Okay? That means this guy is recovering from injuries at a record-breaking speed. Okay? Very quickly. On top of the fact that you maxed out wear and tear recovery, wear and tear prevention, right? Then let's say a player was on IR. You put a player on IR. Okay, and listen, normally you would say, I'll put a player on IR if this player is out for 14 weeks. I'll put him on IR. 16 weeks, I'll put him on IR. Don't do that. If you maxed out IR, injury recovery, probable status, questionable status, doubtful status, if all of that is maxed out, what you have to do is you have to go to injury relief. Injury relief, okay? And once you max that out, players on injured reserve, players on the IR, they heal 25% faster from injuries. Players on the IR heal 25% faster from injuries. You see that? So what happens is that you have all of this recovery, all of this prevention, okay? And now all of this injury relief. Your players don't stay injured long, or they rarely ever get injured. So one of the reasons why my team is so successful is because we're always the healthiest team and the team with the best conditioning, right? So once again, we're talking about stamina, right? So if my team is the toughest team in terms of toughness, playing through attrition and injury, my team is the best team in the league with overall stamina, and then my team is the best team where our players rarely ever get injured, and then I have the best trainer in the league for recovery, prevention, healing, whether that's through injury or wear and tear. You now have the healthiest team in the league. And that means you're going to win a lot of football games. Okay? So, that's why most people, when they go to coaching and abilities, the first thing they do is they go to their coach. And then they go to their coordinators. No. You need to go to your trainer. Okay? And then you need to look at your roster and get rid of guys who are terrible with stamina, terrible with toughness, and terrible with injury. Now, unless these guys are just super elite, I'm talking about all in the 90s or at least the 88, 89, then what you have to do, you got to take care of your trainer. That's the only way those guys can be truly productive for the long haul. Okay? But really, you just need to sign, trade, and draft guys. Stamina, great injury, great toughness, good to great. And you'll be okay. And as I always tell people, make sure you protect the trenches. The trenches will protect the second and third level of defense if your defensive line is doing their job, right? It makes the second and third level much easier. And you can prevent injuries that way. Your cornerbacks and safeties aren't always hitting players, which can compound, and you're getting more wear and tear to your corners and safeties because they're always tackling, because the defensive line, they're not doing their job, which makes the linebackers have to tackle more. So the linebackers are going through a lot of wear and tear because they're tackling even more because the defensive line isn't holding up, isn't doing their job. So because the linebackers are tackling more and they're going through more wear and tear and attrition and stamina woes, that means the third level, the cornerbacks and the safeties, have to tackle more. So now they're going through a lot of wear and tear, and then that's when you get destroyed by teams, especially now that the league is a physical league, a running league, right? So on defense, take care of your defensive line. Make sure your defensive line has good to great stamina, good to great strength, good to great toughness, good to great injury, right? That will protect your linebackers and it will protect your secondary from a lot of wear and tear, okay? On the offensive side, take care of the trenches, the offensive line. The offensive line obviously will protect the quarterback, and your quarterback doesn't have to have great injury or great toughness. But if the O-line isn't good, then your quarterback is he's all messed up, right? So the O-line protects the quarterback. The O-line protects the running back. There's easier holes, easier lanes to go through, right? The blocking is better. The O-line protects the wide receivers because it protects the quarterback. And if the quarterback is comfortable, the quarterback is more accurate. There's more time to run your route. Okay, so there's less wear and tear to wide receivers because they're more comfortable, because the quarterback is more comfortable, right? The running backs, there's less wear and tear to your running backs because there's more open lanes, okay? You invested in tight ends, you invested in a fullback, everyone is happy. So there's less wear and tear. Take care of your trenches. Take care of your trenches. Okay. Now, a healthy team and a well-conditioned team means that your special team becomes enriched with all of this. It impacts your special team. So if my team is the strongest team, the best conditioned team, the healthiest team, and my team is fundamentally sound and we all can tackle and block pretty much, what do you think that's going to do to special teams? More physical, better condition, right? Healthy, tackle, block. So on kick returns and punt returns, because most of my team are really good at run blocking and they're physical and they're in great conditioning, all of that, I have more open lanes with kick returns and punt returns. Okay? On punt coverage and kick coverage, because we're stronger, healthier, and we all can tackle really good and we have good pursuit angles, our punt coverage is great. Our kick return coverage is great. Okay? And so all three phases is elite, or great to elite, or good to great to elite. Okay. And once again, you want to invest in a punter and kicker to play the field position game. So you want to make sure you take care of that as well. And also a kicker to get you out of sticky situations. So I just wanted to highlight all of that. And that's how you build a team. And then you can take care of your coordinators. You want to make sure now, Soft Drink TV was complaining about scouting. Scouting is just fine. You just have to build your scouts. So a lot of gamers. I just got this guy. These two guys I just hired. I left it to my GM to hire this defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, because my coordinators have done so good. They went on to get other jobs to become head coaches, and this is an idea in my first video about a coaching tree. And more high quality coordinators want to coach under you, work for you because of your coaching tree. When you get coordinators, your coordinators become head coaches, and then they become good head coaches. So other coordinators notice this, and then they want to come work for you at a discount. And you're getting premium high quality coordinators at a discount because of your coaching tree. So that's something I want Madden, EA to add to Madden and add to college football, coaching tree success, right? So my coordinators, they're all gone. They're coaching at other places. They're really successful. They're being successful. So I left it to my GM, and he hired these two guys right here. I like the challenge that he hired this coordinator. I can build this coordinator up. He'll become a great coordinator. He'll become a head coach. I got this guy already at a level 50. Okay. So all I need to do is just make sure I take care of everything that's in the bronze with this guy. And then you want to improve your coordinator scouts. If your coordinator scouts are good or maxed out, your head coach scouts are good and maxed out, then it means you can trust your scouts more. You can delegate more to your scouts. You pick the right regions. You have them to focus on assignments and positions that fits your scheme, your style of play. And then you can delegate. And when it's time to draft players, your scouts are spot on. They're very accurate. Why? Because your defensive coordinator scouts are gold, good to great. The same with your offensive coordinator scouts and in your head coach scouts. So most people, they don't take care of their scouts with their coordinators. And oftentimes with their coach, they're thinking about other things other than scouts. But that's not the only thing, okay? So this is in relation to AI on the field or simulation, AI simulation, CPU simulation. I don't simulate, but there are other people who simulate. And you're wondering why results are off when you simulate. Well, number one, you have to factor in wear and tear, injuries. I want that to be clear. But you also have to factor in personnel, even for your scouts. So you have a defensive coordinator, but you have personnel under that coordinator. Those are called positional coaches. Okay? Linebackers coaches, defensive line coach, secondary coach. Okay? That's all under personnel. If your personnel is just bronze and you didn't max it out, or it's not silver, gold, you listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you simulate or when you super sim, you're going to have problems because you didn't take care of your personnel. It's the same thing with your offensive coordinator. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing with your offensive coordinator as well. Mainly for this guy he's so messed up that I got a lot of work to do with this dude. There's a lot of things that's locked that I got to unlock with this guy. So I just got him. He's at an 11. There's a lot of work I got to do with this dude, man. A lot of work. So, yeah. Buddy system, head of the class. There's a lot of stuff I got to do with this dude, man. I just wanted to make that clear because I just got him. He's an 11, so I got a lot of work to do with him. But yeah, you want to take care of that, and then for your coach, okay, player development, obviously, personnel. And then you want to take care of your scouts. Okay. So like I said, most people, when they play this game, they don't take care of their personnel. Okay. They don't take care of their personnel. And they don't take care of their scouts. And that impacts simulation AI. It impacts super sim AI. Okay? And so they're looking up at the end of the game and they're wondering, why did they lose? Or why was the game that close? Well, your linebackers coaches are terrible. Your defensive line coach is terrible. Your secondary coach is terrible. Your offensive line coach is terrible. Your wide receivers coach is terrible. Your tight end coach is terrible. Your running back coach is terrible. Your quarterback coach is terrible. They're all bronze. Your special teams coordinator is terrible. And the reason being is why? You ignored personnel. You ignored it. Okay? Oh, my scouting is wrong. I'll never delegate to my scouts. And then I look at your scouting and your scouting is all bronze. And you're wondering why that's off. Okay? So all of this is connected, you see? All of it is connected. You want to take care of that. But there's this other part of it all too, right? There's this other part. And that part is the play sheets. You got to have a lot of play sheets if you want to be more versatile and more dynamic and more unpredictable. Even if all of your play sheets are bronze, it's better than having barely any play sheets. So because I have to take care of my trainer and other coordinators you don't see, I've taken care of 4 other coordinators. Got 4 other coordinators maxed out. They went on to become head coaches. I had to take care of my coordinators and I had to take care of my trainer. So I wasn't able to get a lot of play sheets, but I did invest in a lot of them. They're mainly bronze. It's best to have a bunch of bronze play sheets than very little play sheets. Okay. So if you go to play sheets, well, hold on. You go to play sheets. You want to get as many as you can on offense and defense. Okay. I don't care if they're bronze. Now, there's things that you can do during the game, milestones and goals, and it'll upgrade these play sheets for you. But listen, man, it's best to have play sheets than no play sheets. Now, my head coach, we don't necessarily have a lot. We got enough for what I run, but there's still a lot more to get. Okay, now I could have did all of this if I wanted to, but I had to take care of 4 coordinators. I maxed out 4 coordinators. Then I had to max out my trainer and take care of my coach with other things. I could have just said, no, I'm just getting a bunch of play sheets. I didn't do that. So some people have way more play sheets than I have, but this is just as the coach. So then we move on to the coordinator. He doesn't have a lot at all. I just got this guy. So I just got him for this season and that defensive coordinator. He only has 3 play sheets for on offense. Okay. And then my defensive coordinator, he has what, 2, 4, 6, 8. He has 9 play sheets. So listen, we marry their play sheets with my play sheets and we're okay, but we got to get more play sheets. So I say that to say this: if you super send and you don't have enough play sheets, and if your play sheets aren't really all that good, you're going to face problems. There's not a lot of diversity. There's not a lot of variety. You're more predictable. Okay. If you're simming games, okay, and you don't have enough play sheets, that's a problem. You're going to look up, you're going to be losing some of these games you simulated. All of it is connected. It impacts simulation AI, right? So you want to get as many play sheets as possible, even if they're all bronze, for versatility, for unpredictability, okay? You want to make sure you take care of your personnel. Your coordinators have their own personnel as well. Take care of the coach personnel, which are the coordinators. Take care of the coordinators' personnel, which they are the positional coaches. Take care of your trainers, and then handle your head coach. Your roster, you want to make sure you're signing, drafting, and trading guys who have good to great injury, good to great stamina, and good to great toughness. Okay? And you'll find a lot of success. So I just wanted to clear that up. So when you're watching these reviews, they're not talking about this. They're just not. There's people complaining about wear and tear because they don't understand wear and tear. And they don't understand roster construction and staff construction. And they're not using their franchise points the right way. They're not allocating their franchise points the right way. And so because of that, they don't understand wear and tear. And they're having a rough time and they're complaining. And then they start complaining when their players aren't performing a certain way because they don't understand how wear and tear impacts attributes, ability. They don't understand how stamina and strength is connected. Okay? How did my guy get blown up like that? He has a 90 strength, but he has a 75 stamina. He's tired, and he's been experiencing wear and tear, and that's why the defensive end blew him up. They don't understand these things. They think when I see a 90 strength, it's always supposed to be a 90 strength. They don't understand why this guy gave up. His stamina is an 81, 83. Like, what are you talking about? Like, they don't understand why the route was run incorrectly or slower. He got out of his break slower. They don't understand why the football lost velocity and he's now throwing ducks. No disrespect to ducks, but they don't understand why the cuts aren't the same. Wear and tear is real. Stamina is real. And that impacts everything you do. Okay? And it's real in real life. The 49ers have at least 14 players injured right now. These teams have, look at some of these teams. Go to Google right now and Google current injury report for NFL teams. It's going to blow your mind. Right? We saw in preseason games yesterday, players getting injured. Players getting nicked up, damaged. Wear and tear in real life during the preseason. So you can't say you want a sim experience when you're complaining about something that is even more brutal in real life. You can't go to the 49ers in Madden on the very first day, unless obviously you're doing pre-existing injuries, and see 14 players out with injuries. If you saw that, you would say, that's bogus. That's BS. This game is so fake. How is it possible that my team already has 14 injuries and we didn't even play a preseason game yet? That's literally what the 49ers are going through in real life. It's real, but you're not used to this level of realism. And so because the game is getting more real, more simulating real life football, it's become a problem. And these people are crying and whining and complaining. Wait a second, I thought you said you wanted Madden to be more sim. You said, well, 2K was sim, 2K5. Now that Madden is getting more sim, more real, you don't like it. So the developers are saying, listen, that's why we created sliders. You can adjust the sliders. You can adjust the difficulty. Why are you yelling at us? You just told us you want this game to be more real. This is the most sim Madden has ever been in history. Right? Ever. And people are complaining. Also, wait a second. You aren't really sim. You're more arcade. So essentially, you were just being a jerk, a prick, and a troll all of these years. You weren't really serious about being serious, right? You were being performative. You were posturing. That was window dressing. That was cap. You were capping. Because now that we got real and serious and more sim, you're crying, whining, and complaining. Okay, I see where this is going, right? So it's one of those things. Man, I got to watch my Jags preseason game at 4:00. There's definitely going to have to, we're going to do a part 3. You'll see the same thumbnail, except it'll change, right? So it'll go from part 2 and then you'll see part 3. But it'll be the same thumbnail, but just, you'll see part 3 on it with different graphics on it. And so we'll keep doing it that way. I can go through a game, I'll play a game, But I want to show you my roster real quick so you can know what I'm doing. This is now my 7th season. I can back out of this and show you my coach, how successful he is. You can see he's a 99, and this stuff regresses. It depreciates over time depending on what you're doing and not doing, with in terms of approval, breakdown, and all of that, right? And then you go to league, and you go to stats. As you can see, my coach is number 3 on the legacy leaderboard. So you're experiencing some latency right now, but I'll let it catch up, and then you can see for yourself. Just going through some latency. Okay, right. So you can see legacy leaderboard, and my guy is number 3 on the list. He really should be number 1 on the list, but they're not going to do that. That's going to be John Madden. He really should be above John Harbaugh, if we're being completely honest. But I don't know why they did that. I think he should be above John Harbaugh. Okay. I do, because if you're comparing us, my coach, to John Harbaugh, I don't care about the legacy score. I got 3 Super Bowls. He has 2. Well, okay, that's fair. That's fair. In my mind, I'm thinking about 3 Super Bowls. I'm like, I got 3. He has 2. I should be above John Harbaugh. Now, I can make a case where my coach should be above John Harbaugh. And that's because my second Super Bowl, or was it my third? No, my second Super Bowl, we had an undefeated season. We tied the Dolphins record. Really, we beat the Dolphins record, because that's what, 20 games or something like that. So the Dolphins went 16-0. We went 20-0 or something like that. So anyway, we had a perfect season. We won a Super Bowl. So because of that, I think that my coach should be above Jim Harbaugh. Or is that John Harbaugh? Whatever the hell his name is. John Harbaugh. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I believe. That's just me. You go undefeated and win a Super Bowl, and you break the 72 Dolphins record, I think I should be at least in second place. I should be in first place, if we're being honest, but this game is John Madden's game. So they're going to make him number 1. And that's a 20,000 legacy score. So he's going to be number 1 because it's John Madden, and that's what that is. But technically, I should be number 1. I still got some work to do, but we'll definitely get there. Now, there's another amazing thing about this game I haven't figured out yet how to do, but you could bring over your college coach. And there are certain things that is only unlockable with your college coach. So I'll show you that, because I don't know if anyone ever pointed that out to you. So it's dealing with injury and strength. It's dealing with strength. So you got to keep looking for what's... Here it is. So here's one of them. I'll let the game catch up, because there's some latency going on. So I'll let it catch up. Yeah, I'll let it catch up. Hold up. All right, there it is. You see it's called New School. So it's locked and it's not purchasable. You can't purchase it because you have to bring over your college coach. Now, I got the MVP plus bonus. I've had this game for a while now, and I wasn't able to bring over my coach from college. I don't know why. I tried. It won't let me do it. Yeah. It just won't let me do it. So I don't know why. I hope that the developers will go on Twitter and tell everyone how you are supposed to do this, because I got the MVP plus bonus and I tried 3 different times. I wasn't able to do it. So I wanted to bring over my coach from college. But you can do this. College coach exclusive. Then there's another one for the college. There's like 2. So let me find the second one. No, there's definitely 2. Hold on. Here it is right here. I'll let it catch up, you guys. There's some latency going on, so I'll let it catch up. Okay. So it's number 5 at the top row under locked. So it's called campus conditioning. Okay, campus conditioning. And so this is only for coaches from college. So if you max it out, well, you'll see bronze will get you 1+ strength for all players, right? So there's 2. There's 2. And so I thought that was unique. Now, this is something we've never experienced in Madden before. You've been able to export players from college to Madden titles for draft classes, right? But you never with a coach. You've been able to do that with superstar mode. So, right, from college and bringing them over to superstar mode, road to glory to superstar mode in Madden. We never seen this before with coaches. So I felt that was unique. And I wanted that highlighted. And there's something special just for these college coaches. So I haven't figured out how to do that. I tried 3 times. It's not working. I wish they would let me know. Because I would like to bring over my college coach. And my college coach is called Boss Man, Eastern Michigan University. And so we won multiple championships there. He's maxed out. Well, no. He's not. He's at like a 63 or a 67. So, but yeah. Anyway. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Breaking news is amazing. In my second video, I broke down breaking news. You guys missed them talking about trades. So you guys missed that. Breaking news with the trades. There's so much stuff. And these reviewers, content creators, they're not showing you this stuff. All of this stuff is elite. It's very robust. It's deep, very detailed, very comprehensive. And this thing just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So I'll keep going until we get to the end. I mean, everything. This is comprehensive, you guys. Comprehensive. Contextualized. And then you go through draft. It's going to do all of this stuff with the draft. You keep going, right? Oh, Mr. Irrelevant. So you guys can see this guy. It'll catch up. There's a guy named Jacoby Hamrick. Mr. Irrelevant. The Giants bestowed the final honor of the NFL draft to right tackle Jacoby Hamrick. So we've never seen this. This has never been in 2K5. This has never been in any Madden before where they highlight Mr. Irrelevant. Like, all of this is important. So that's why I say these reviews were very cheap. They were very cheap reviews. Very cheap, lazy reviews. And that was by design. They wanted to hate on Madden, to downplay Madden. I won't do that. You go through transactions, all of these things. Okay. And this is just light work. It's light. It's going to get deeper throughout the season. Okay. And then you go to roster. And like I said, I'm not where I need to be at. So I'm getting to a point where I'm going to get me a pure pocket passer. Right. I was able to sign these 2 running backs from free agency, which is what I wanted. Some power backs, because I'm still running the football. on top of the power backs I've already had. So I figure I got the best running back room. I love my fullback. I was able to get, to me personally, these are two of the best wide receivers in the league. And I got them from free agency. So I was super happy about that. And I'm happy with Keon Coleman because he runs good routes. So, but these to me were the two best wide receivers in free agency. So I was able to get them and these two running backs. I felt were very good running backs for what I want to do. So I was able to get them in free agency as well. I have the best run blocking tight end in the league. So I'm happy with that. Okay. Yeah, and so far, my offensive line is still a power offensive line. So like I said, we're working through it. But I was able to get me a pass blocking center in free agency. So I wanted to make sure I took care of that because that's where I'm going with this thing is pass blocking. But for right now, we're still a power run team. But you'll see me go more towards passing throughout the season. Like I said, my defense is still run stopping. It doesn't matter that they're in the 70s. It's about their power. Okay. It's about the scheme fit. And so, yeah, just still power. Everyone is over 330. Okay. This is the lightest linebacker I have. I normally don't do this, but I was forced to do all of this, so I had to get him. But normally I won't do this. But normally you'll see in the 250s for my linebackers or 260s. And so I was forced to get these dudes right here. And as you can see, my cornerback's 230. This is the lightest dude, Jeremy Chin, and I turned him into a corner. He's really a strong safety. I just switched this position. And I gave up a lot of draft capital to get Zach Cloud. I traded for him last season from the Browns. And so if you're wondering why I'm out of all of these positions, it's not that I can't afford to fill these positions. I can't. I got plenty of money. I just didn't have any draft picks. I gave up all of my draft picks to get this guy and to get Micah Parsons last year. And so I didn't have any draft picks at all. Now, I could have traded players to move up in the draft, to get a draft pick. But I didn't want to do that. So I sacrificed. I did a lot of scouting last year too. But it is what it is. Now, I could fill out these empty slots with free agent dudes. I don't want to do that because they don't fit what I want to do. My safeties must be 230 or more. Okay. And so because I can't find safeties that are 230 pounds in free agency, I'm just not going to put you on my team. It's not going to happen. 240, 236, you understand? And so like, that's what it is. I'm just not going to have you on my team if you're under 230 for my safeties. Not going to happen. Will not happen. My cornerbacks, I'm just not going to put you on my team if you're under 230. I had to get this dude. He was a strong safety. I just changed his position, a corner. But at least he's 220. You understand? So I'm just not going to do that. I could have filled out these linebackers. I'm not going to put you on my team if you're under 250. But I was forced to get those other linebackers. But normally, if you're under 250, you can't be a linebacker for me. And like, that's what it is. So it's not like I can't afford these guys. As you can see, my cap space is 154. Okay, 154. It's not like I can't afford these dudes. It's just that I'm just not willing to go there. I'm not willing to sacrifice the standard, right? The goal, the scheme, the vision. And so that's what it is. So we have 53 players, and we're going to run out there with who we have, even if we're limited in the secondary. And that's why you see the defense is at 85, the offense is a 91. We'll be fine. It's not an issue. Contract negotiation. Who is that? Who's up for contract? So I like this, man. You go to contract. You can scroll down. It'll let you know who wants to talk to you. They want to talk to you about anything. Now, this has been in 2K, not negotiations and restructures, but just conversations, dealing with morale and chemistry, or certain issues with minute allocation, rotation, things of that nature, but never with contract restructuring and negotiations. You dealt with some of this in NHL games where players are disgruntled about different things, but it was never about restructuring or contract negotiations or anything like that. So this is very unique to Madden in many ways. So they didn't point this out to you either. They just skipped over all of this. It was ridiculous. So let me find which dude. There it is. So it's Amarius Mims, the right tackle, 28 years old, 6'8", 350 pounds. I'm gonna keep this guy around while we're still in our running era of the NFL. Our running phase. What I'll do is that I'll get rid of him probably after next season, because I'm going to go full on passing. So for right now, I still got to keep him around. I don't have to give him a long-term deal because I'm not going to keep him after next season. I'm going to get rid of him. And so now I could really trade this dude and get some amazing draft capital for this guy because he's only 28. And he's an 87, 88 overall. So what you do, you press the X button. Now, when these guys want to talk to you, you have to press the Y button. They want to speak to you about different things, being a mentor, all sorts of things, promises, wanting to know why they're not starting, why they're not getting enough snaps, different goals. They'll complain to you about your coaches, all sorts of things. But for right now, this guy wants to talk about the contract. So, set initial contract offer. He wants 3 years, 18 average yearly, 35 million bonus. I'm not willing to do that. I'm willing to give this guy a 1-year deal. I'm willing to give this guy a 1-year deal. And if it's light, he'll just straight up reject you. So his average yearly salary, 18. Yeah, I mean, we'll do that. That bonus, I'll sweeten it. I'll give him 7. That yearly bonus, we're gonna break that down to. I'll give him 20. Actually, I'll give him 18. I'll give him 18. I really honestly should get this guy like 14, but I'll give him 18. He'll take it. I really shouldn't do this, y'all. To me, 17 is too much. But I want to make sure like I get this dude, okay? So I think this is good value right here, right? So yeah, we'll give him 17. All right, opening these, you can see he's interested, 81%, 78% patience. So I'm good right now. They also never explain to you the persona engine, which is elite, but so yeah, this is what it is. Average yearly 24. So you can make a guaranteed splash, massive guaranteed money, huge dead cap if you ever cut him, contract minded and financial DNA, expect nothing less. The restructured play, and it'll tell you we convert salary into guaranteed bonus. You actually get more security this way, even though the annual number dips. Smart structure for both sides. Bump bonus and salary. This is a big move for us on both sides of the deal. More guarantee for you and a big bump to the total value of the deal. Sell the current guarantee, no change. The guarantee money in this deal is already strong. Let me show you how it compares to the market. I think when you see the full picture, you will feel differently about where we are. And then the final one, the bridge deal. We are coming up on both sides. More guaranteed and more per year. We are meeting you where you are without going crazy in one direction. Okay. So he has a lot of patience right now for us because he likes the bonus. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to just sell the current guarantee and let's test his patience. His patience dropped significantly, 28 points, 28%. This is coming together if we can just land, but his interest is good. It bumped up to 95, right? It went from 81 to 95, 14%. So this is coming together. If we can just land on the right timeline, I think we're about done here. So there's still enough room and interest. There's still enough patience for me to pitch winning a championship. His interest is still high. I'm going to give him more. I'm going to keep him for another year. I'm going to give him more money. I just want to see if we can get away with this without giving him anything else. So let's pitch winning a championship. Forget the years for a second. Look at this roster. We are right there. And you are the piece that puts us over the top. Let's do this. Oh, boom. It dropped to 15%, but its interest went to 100. Okay, I think we're there and I'm ready to sign. So it's clear he cares about championships. He loves the game, putting the team first. How do you know that? Well, let's look at his persona, his mindset and persona DNA. He's cerebral. Okay. So that's what did it for us, was the fact that he's cerebral. And he took everything in account, he took everything into account. Okay. Is he sensitive? Yes. That's why his patience ran short. Is he demanding, outspoken, stubborn? Yes. But that cerebral helped us out, y'all. That helped us out with interest, and he took everything into mind. And so there's that. So we were able to get him without giving him any more, which I appreciate. So we got him for 1 year. That's great value. Contract signed, on the list, and there it is. And for some of you who want to know about persona and all of these things, I'm gonna take you to, actually, scouting is locked. So we'll wait until that's finished, until that's open. All right. So always focus on the weekly hub. If you skip the weekly hub, if you don't do it yourself, and if you don't delegate, the game will automatically delegate for you. So there are people complaining that they simulated a week and it kept players they didn't want to keep. It performed tasks they didn't want performed. I don't care if you have it all on manual. You have to perform these tasks. And that's what the developers were saying on Twitter. Yeah, you have to perform these tasks. Okay, or it's going to delegate it. That's just what it is, right? So you have people, they're rushing, they don't want to do all this, they're lazy. And so because of that, they're whining and complaining that, oh, it's signed a person I didn't want to sign. They always have you on the weekly hub first. Delegate. All you got to do is hold down the letter X and you could delegate. It's really simple stuff. But these people are so lazy, they don't want to delegate. They don't want to do anything. They just want to simulate. And then they're yelling at the developers. It signed a guy I didn't want signed. Well, did you delegate? Did you do it yourself? No, I just thought automatically it would know. How is it supposed to know what you're thinking? Okay, now you should have an issue with your GM signing certain guys if you have a quality GM. So it's just levels to this, y'all. It just is, right? Stop being lazy. You said franchise wasn't deep enough. Now it's deep and you want to skip. Okay. So anyway, we're going to keep the same playbook, obviously. So we delegate that. Keep the same playbook. Keep the same playbook. Delegate that. Scouting focused player. We got to wait. It's not available just yet. So we have to wait on that to after free agency. And during training camp, they need to do joint practices. That's something that I shot to the developers on Twitter about joint practices. And when you do a joint practice, you progress a little bit better than not doing joint practices. So that's the benefit of a joint practice. Progression with players are a lot better, okay, versus doing regular practices. So that's the benefit of a joint practice. Now, the con of it, there's pros and cons. The con of it, the downside of it, is you're more susceptible to injuries because it is a joint practice. So these other teams are really going after you harder than your teammates would in a normal practice. So the pros is that you are able to progress a little bit better than a regular practice because it's a joint practice. You're getting more out of it, right? The downside, the con of it, is that wear and tear will be impacted more and the risk of potential injury more than a regular practice because of the intensity of the opponent. It's not your teammates you're practicing against. So that's something I sent to the developers. I hope they listen. They listened to me for a long time. They listened to me about practice squad. They added practice squads when I sent that to them. They said it was a great idea. The next year we got practice squads, all sorts of things. So they listen. So hopefully they'll listen to this and we can get joint practices. Okay. So it's 3 p.m. My game comes on at 4. The Jags in real life IRL. Is this preseason? Yeah, this preseason. I don't do preseason. I don't do preseason, so I simulate preseason. So let's do that. Let's get that out the way. Let's get preseason out of the way. Listen, if you simulate preseason, you're going to have a lot of injuries if your trainer isn't good and if your roster has a bunch of dudes on it where their injury is trash. It's going to be a problem. And also the downside of not playing preseason is you can't progress. But my coach is already elite, so that's not an issue for me. Which rookies will we see in the draft? So what I do is that I do auto-generated. I don't trust the community's draft classes because they don't really focus on a lot of detail. And so because of it, I don't use that stuff. So I do auto-generate. And if you auto-generate, what's happening is that they're building players for modern game and for the future, as well as when you edit a draft class yourself. If those players are successful in the NFL, the game will then generate builds like that. So it's sort of with the algorithm in that way. So we do auto.
You can't win in the NFL without a capable quarterback, and one team has ensured that their high-end starter is going nowhere.
Any other breaking news? There's a lot of breaking news once you get past preseason, y'all. So this thing could keep going on, and once you get past preseason, it's going to be a lot of breaking news, man. Things that happen while I was simulating. So let's go build the draft board. You can delegate this, right? Manage the scouts, all of these things like that. I'm keeping my scouts. I love my scouts. So if you look at scouts, This is where we're at right now because it's still a run league. So running back, cornerback, middle, defensive tackle, tight end, secondary, inside, offensive lineman, safety, linebacker, edge, wide receiver. This is where it is. National, Southeast, Central, West, Northeast. Okay, I'm great. This is where I still want to go right now. Next season is when I'll shift more towards tackle being the expertise number one, corner, wide receiver, quarterback. That's when that'll change. But for right now, I'm still good with this for right now. Okay, the regions are great. I love my regions I picked. And then we get into prospects. Also, they didn't show you there's 25 new faces they added. 25 new faces. So you say, well, why did you go here? Well, I got to get ready to do a quarterback. And I can do a top 5 quarterback. I can edit, but I want to keep the draft rich. So I'm going to I'll do something from rounds 3 and 4. Oh, this would be a 3rd string quarterback. So he'll be realistic. He won't be all that great, but the potential will be through the roof. So what you do, you press the L stick like a button, and you go to edit draft class. You go to rounds 3, go to quarterback. Well, it said rounds 3 and 4, so maybe he's a 4th rounder. Here he is. All right. So Torrey Pemberton, he's 6'3", 225. So you press edit. Boom. Now, the first thing I want to show you is persona. Okay. So his active mindset is he loves the game. He loves the game of football. But you can add a persona. Okay. So I want to go down to cerebral. He's already cerebral. I didn't know that. Focuses on long-term plans over emotions. So that's why I was able to keep my right tackle. Even though my right tackle was demanding and all of that, because he was cerebral, he was able to calm his emotions and thought of the long-term thing in terms of the big picture, right? He thought of the bigger picture, winning the championship. So I wanted to show you that. So for some of you, you may not understand this, and it'll break it down for you, okay? It'll break it down for you, right? So anyway, I just wanted to highlight that. I like where he is. He's confident. He's a team player. He loves the game. He's cerebral. I want him to be a mentor as well, so we'll do that. I want him to be family focused. That's what you want from your quarterback. You want your quarterback to be a student of the game. You want your quarterback to be accountable. You want your quarterback to be approachable. You want your quarterback to be charismatic, collaborative, overly competitive. You want your quarterback to be composed, conscientious, right? Pays close attention to contract details. But we'll get into that, and I don't really mind that right now because I just want him to just focus on just being in terms of intangibles. That's sort of like what James Gladstone, the Jaguars GM, says, intangibly rich. So that's sort of what that is. Yeah, I don't mind him. Keep relationships intact during contract talks. He's disciplined. Definitely empathetic. That's what I want. Focused. Grounded. Definitely independent. Inquisitive. Leader. Mindful. He thinks about others. Yes, he's observant. I want him passionate. I love that he's patient. So that takes away being pragmatic as well. Pragmatism. I want him principled. I want him reliable. I want him resilient, respectful. I want him selfless. I want him strategic as well. And that's it. And you can see wary, cautious, and needs proof before trusting, all of these things like that. So there's that. Let's go back to personal. I'll keep his name. You can be Torrey Pemberton. I don't mind that. Quarterback. I want you to get your own number. Yeah, we'll give you number 3. Right-handed. You can stick with your college. It doesn't matter to me. I want you a little bit older. I'm going to make you 23. Your style, I don't like the 3/4 right now. So we're going to go over the top. Let me see. There it is. That's more confident. So that's what I want, because we're going to be bombing that thing. And I want him to, he's more leaning towards the back on the other ones. So he's leaning more backwards on the other ones. I didn't want that one. Okay. So his development would be superstar X factor. He's going to be a pocket passer. So I'm going to keep him with a 70 speed. I'll move that down to a 75. I'll put that up to a 73. That strength is 75. That awareness is 67. Don't want him fumbling. So we're going to make that a 83. We'll keep that ball carrier vision where it is, because I don't want him to be a scrambler. I'm gonna bring that down and keep that where it is. We can keep that where it is. Actually, yeah. You want him to be able to spin out of certain situations, which will help his break sacks. Pick that up to a 53. You want to give him hands only because, of a bad snap. Okay. So you want to make sure you protect him just in case there's a bad snap. So he already has a 96 throwing power, which I like. I like all of this. I like the accuracy where it is. I like the throwing on a run. The thing is that I got to do throwing under pressure. I don't want him leaving the pocket. So let's get that at 85. That break sack. Move that to a 76. Play action. Move that to a 77. Just in case things get dicey. Just in case things get dicey. All right. Just in case things get dicey with a fumble or interception. Right. So you want to make sure you're good with that. This is just in case things get dicey, y'all, with an interception or a fumble. So you got to protect yourself. You do need emergency kickers. So emergency kickers, I'll give him, I'll do a 77 kick power, 67 accuracy. Love the stamina. I'm not mad at the stamina. I'm not necessarily mad at the toughness, but because he's a pocket quarterback, he's got to be tougher than that. And he has to play through injuries and wear and tear. The injury has to go up. So we're going to make that a 96. He's dependable. So I love all of that. Edit gear. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad. We'll keep that. We'll keep that. What I will do is I'll give him a visor, but a light visor. A light visor. I could give him a guardian cap to protect him from concussion. So that might be a smart move. Let's give him a guardian cap. And we'll give him Prism, Oakley Prism. So we'll do that. And then I'll protect him a little bit extra with the glare. So we're going to give him some eye tape. All right. I like the torso. I like everything I'm seeing so far. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this dude. I like everything I'm seeing so far. I have no complaints. And then I can keep him with this face, but I want to give him a new face. There's 25 new faces. So let's give him a new face. And they touched up several of the older faces. They touched them up. But there's 25 new faces. So we're gonna make him a white dude. Pemberton is a white last name. So we're gonna make him a white guy. Yeah, I think this is great. To me, this looks like a Pemberton. Okay, to me. That's a Tory Pemberton. I'm going away from him. Well, this is also a Pemberton. He almost looks like a young blonde Doug Peterson. Maybe this is more Pemberton. But we just dealt with a blonde quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. We're out on the blondes, right? So I'm going to stick with this dude. No. Not Gus Harbody. No, I'm going to stick with this dude. So we're going to go here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to keep him. But standard is only 230. So I don't know if I like that. Okay, I wanted him to be more of a 240, 245. So let's go to muscle. Okay, that's too bulky. It doesn't fit the head. So we'll stick with standard. We'll stick with standard. I like, yeah, I want everything to just fit right. Okay. Right. So in terms of symmetry, I want everything to be balanced. I want everything to fit. I want it to look a certain way. Proportions, everything. Let's go. Oh, so they're gonna let him be 240? It says 240. Is that real? Oh, okay. All right, 230. And I want him standing tall in the pocket. So I figure 6'5" is good. 6'5", 230. I wanted him to be 240, but maybe I am going to have to pick another head because I'll stick with this. 6'5", 230. 6'5", 230. All right. So that's it. That's it. That's Tory Pemberton. Tory Pemberton. Actually, I'm going to change his name to Tony Pemberton. That's it. 4th round pick. We'll save that. He's a 74 overall. You'll get a 74 overall in the 3rd and 4th round. Okay. So you save it. I could have exported it. I'm not. You go back to prospects. Go to quarterbacks. 3rd and 4th round. Boom, there he is. Tony Pemberton. And then you set favorite, and we move on from there. Right? We move on from there. It's 317. Okay. So you see how when I was doing all that scouting, other things was happening in the league, all of that stuff. So this is the season game right here. Let me take care of my coach real quick. I gotta get my coordinator right. That's number one. And before I do all of this, the first thing I really need to do, is this guy needs some play sheets. So we got to give him some more play sheets. There it is. So we got to get old boys some more play sheets. That's number one. Let me look at injury reports so far for the league, because we're not going to have injuries for a long time. My team is super healthy. Let me see. Okay, all right. And I'm like, where's all the injuries at? Okay. Wow, these teams are pretty healthy. Okay, they got 2. Okay. Yeah. So this is actually pretty good. Teams are entering. Oh, wow. Damn, they got 4. But most of the teams are pretty good with the injuries. Now, there are some key injuries to some big-time players, though. But for the most part, yeah, this is great. This is what you want to see. This is what you want to see right here. All right. So obviously, because the game comes on at 4, I got to hurry up. So we won't play the full game. So I'll have to, like, we'll figure it out. But I got to end this at 4 o'clock. Actually, I'm going to go to my 2010. Yeah, I want to go to my 2010. All right. Pearlescent helmet. Do that. Yeah. And they're good. Big game right here. We're gonna do, they normally would say Mike Tirico for the Sunday night game. So we'll do K. Scott and Brock. All right, let's go.
Six days a week, it's going to be used to forge horseshoes, but one day a week, an anvil is used to forge victories here in Indianapolis, and it's been wrong once again at the city's Lucas Oil Stadium, telling us all it is time for football. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. On the visiting sideline, look at the head coach of the Jaguars. These guys just about set to go in this one. Across the field, that's Shane Steichen, coach of the Colts. His guys with the crowd at their backs, and things only going to get louder once this game begins. Welcome in, everybody. Kate Scott alongside Brock Heward, and I know all of us are ready for this new season to begin. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So here are the Jaguars, taking over for the first time on offense. And they're brought out by one of the strongest throwers in the game and a great athlete as well from Tennessee, Joe Milton.
Kid, I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opener, right? Week one, all has a sense of gratitude. All has a smile on their face. You're one of 32 guys on the planet to get to start an NFL season, and you want to make the most of that chance.
So gain of 5 on that first down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on second. Back-to-back carries here. They call it 1, maybe 2 yards at the end, Brock. It's third down. Well, you've taught me, Brock. Sometimes it works, and sometimes, like there, almost nothing from them as they just run it right into the teeth of that blitz.
Yeah, the thing, too, about that success is get ready to see more blitzes. D coordinators love to dial it up.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun handoff for Allen. And they're turned away on 3rd and short. Actually might have lost a yard. So that's going to bring up 4th down. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession.
That's a
And
good
they'll be led out
quarterback,
by
too.
someone that we'll get a look at here, this second-year passer.
I got a smile on my face. I know he has a smile on his face as he runs out with a new season ripe with every possibility. This is only the first scene of a 4.5-month movie where he could be playing the part of a league MVP, maybe leading a legit contender into the postseason. How he starts this campaign, though, and how you start can have a massive impact on how things play out.
After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Taking a shot deep here. Big gain downfield. And they're going to have it all the way down near the 25.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly, you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
And he stopped after ripping off an 8-yard chunk. It's 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They go again with Taylor. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
3rd and just 2 to go. They're throwing it. Cut near the goal line. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down at the 2 on 3rd down. And they've got themselves a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Taylor. And that carry only gets 1 on the plunge up the gut. Showing some patience in their ground game early here, Brock, continuing to feed their guy despite the lack of results so far.
I know this will sound kind of silly, but you've got to run the ball to run the ball. And what I mean by that, there's no way to get this run game going is unless you continue to give him the rock to try to warm it up.
The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the
Because
power.
that was one time my coach was wrong. One time.
Their
So,
year sure begins on
normally
a high note, and they'll begin with a
stick
win
with what
too,
my
Kate,
coach
if they
wants
can
to
put
do
more
because he's
drives like
essentially
that one
maxed
together.
out.
Not how you start. It's about how you finish, but you can't
Problem
start
is
much better than
that
that.
his
Spencer
playbook, I
Schrader
need
on
more
now for
play
the extra
sheets.
point.
And so that's the problem. And then I need play sheets with higher tiers.
Send right down the middle and good.
But normally my coach
He's going to
is
start the year
he's
1-for-1
mostly
as they
right.
take a 7-0 lead.
He's mostly right. I say my coach is 80% right. So there you will see times where I'll pick my own plays, but when I first started, I was picking my own plays, but the better my coach got, I trusted my coach more. So I would say right now my
He fields it
coach
from the
is
8.
80% correct on most of the
Stopped on the run
plays.
back at the 27.
I just got to get more playbooks.
The Jaguars headed back out on offense. Let's take a look at their offensive coordinator. He's got his group ready, now focused on what the first few plays of this drive are going to hold.
I don't trust him right now because he's only in 11. So you'll see me pick plays as well, but you have to build trust as well. So I'll trust him to some degree,
Here's first and
but
10.
his playbooks are limited.
Blown back in the backfield,
So
and he
I
gets
have
the
to.
handoff.
Now there will be times I'll trust him
Take
on
this
some
ahead for
things,
7. We've got 2nd and 3 now.
right? On some simple
Already we're
things.
seeing
I don't
mind games
necessarily
they can
like
play
this
with
play. He
personnel.
wants
You
me
talk
to
about
run.
this all the time, Brock. Looked like a passing set, left them some room on
But these
the
aren't
ground.
bad
10,
suggestions.
11, heck, even 20 personnel, doesn't matter. Offensively, you get to dictate the terms. Kind of like those pitchers and catchers that once in a while will pitch backwards. Keep your opponent off guard.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Another carry for him. And they find him after just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And he'll give himself up to end the run. That's going to move the sticks. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Jukes away from one. And he's going to manage 13 yards here before going down. That picks them up the first. A nice early return there. They're going to be more than happy with that one, Brock. And could be a huge boost to their offense if this ground game can get going at this pace.
Every offense in this league searches for explosives. How can we find it? It's often through the air, but when you get it on the ground like that, boy, is it a huge bonus.
Back to the line they come, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Colts' 39-yard line.
Throwing now, Milton. And that one's going to be incomplete. 3rd down coming up.
I can promise you that is a throw, and it's a quarterback when it leaves your hands. You do not want to flirt with as this game goes on. That is a prime one that DB could cut off and take the other way.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. On the move, headed right. And no luck. That's incomplete, and that means it is 4th down. And the Jaguars sending out the field goal unit. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Coverage team gets him down to the 26-yard line. The Indianapolis offense headed out for their 2nd drive of the game. They're 1 for 1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. Complete out to the right. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Got 4 on the completion, so still 6 ahead of him on 2nd down.
At the 31-yard line.
They'll go play action. Left side into the hands of Warren. He's going to be taken down. A gain of about 14 on the play. And that's going to be good for a Colts 1st down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. And the Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
RPO, and they find Iomana. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They gain 11 on that play. And it'll be 1st down Colts. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
At the 44-yard line.
Throwing it again here. That's brought in. It's his back, Jonathan Taylor. He's going to be out of bounds there. Defenders make the stop after a gain of about 17. And that is a Colts 1st down.
That's another Colts 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Shotgun, handoff to Taylor. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time. First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
On the play. 2nd and 10 at the Jaguars' 26-yard line.
They'll throw it. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down. Still 10 yards to get this first down as they come to the line. Third and long. They're going to throw. That's going to be caught by his back. Taylor. And he's going to be taken down well short of the marker. Give him, looks like just about 3 on that completion. That brings up 4th down. The Colts are going to turn to their kicker, Spencer Schrader, for the field goal try. This from 40 on the right hash. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. As this at the 6. They'll bottle him up just as he gets it to the 30. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And they are really starting the season off with a banger of a contest here, Brock. A chance to measure up against a division rival, and this win could be an important one to have in hand in just a few months. And he picks up a good chunk of yards here. Looks to be about 7. He's up to the 37. 7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Back to the well again. And he will not get the first, but oh, this is close. Looks like they're going to have about a yard at most to gain after he picked up 3. 3rd down. They give it to him again. And what a play. They never gave him a shot to get that single yard. He's going to lose some yardage. 4th down coming up. Here's Milton. Has him on the quick hitter. And on 4th down, they're going to come through. 11 yards there. They've got the first down. Oh, we all know teams are embracing this more and more, Brock, but boy, from your own side, on a play like that, you would better convert.
If your offense doesn't cash that check, it's your defense who's got to pay the bill. But they get it done, and kudos to them.
And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field. First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5. A give to Allen out of the shotgun. Good play call there. 15 yards for their efforts, and they got the first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They'll run here on first down.
My fullback has to get
managed to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 33-yard line.
And he just get the play off. Escapes the pocket. That's the Concepcion right side. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. We're through 1 quarter of this opening weekend of football. It's a 10-3 ball game. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. We're back for the start of the 2nd quarter. Jaguars have the ball and a chance at 6. From the red zone on first. Buys time, rolling right. He tucks it and takes off. And they're going to stop him just before he can make it a 1st and goal situation, Brock. They got him at about the 5. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season. Training staff out to work on it. Handoff on 2nd and short. Powering ahead and in. Touchdown, Jaguars. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. This one splits the uprights. It is good. And we're back even, 10-all. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. The Colts are ready to take the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. On the ground first, it's a give to Taylor. It's a great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
On the counter, it's Taylor. And all he can get is a yard here, Brock. It's going to be 3rd down.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They're going to turn to Taylor on 3rd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. The Colts are ready for the punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Jaguars and this running back headed back out for a new series. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10. Off the play
I was
Here's
just
Nelson.
about to gun that thing.
He's
Damn.
hit and taken down. They got him at the 18. Nick Bosa. And
I
he's
had
quickly
it,
on
too.
board with his 1st of the season. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. Solid work on his part. Gets 7 there. It's still 3rd down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Throw right side, hauled in by Brazel. And in the end, no danger of them actually reaching the marker. He's hauled down well short after a gain of 7. It is 4th down.
Gain of 7, but it's 4th down.
Bro, Milton.
And it's incomplete.
Yo, listen, I gotta be mindful. This isn't my quarterback from last year. I gotta be mindful,
You think
though.
maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having
Damn,
too much
Milton.
confidence offensively? That's not a
That was
spot you want to
crazy.
see a team going for it on 4th down. And now it puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on 4th.
Are they giving me roughing the passer?
Incomplete for the moment. We do have a
Oh,
flag
good. I
down,
was
but
about
it
to
might
say,
not be
damn.
good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Here's a throw. It is caught left side. And he's going to be brought down right after making that catch. A good gain, but the tackle limits it to 9. Offense to the line. 2nd down. Motioning Io Manor left. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Out left. Io Manor makes the grab. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. 3rd and 7 now after the last catch got him 3. He'll work against the blitz. And that one's going to fall incomplete. That forces fourth down. The Colts are going to turn to their kicker, Spencer Schrader, for the field goal try. He was good on his first attempt and his second from a little over 45 here. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more. Return coming from the 6.
Damn, I spent the wrong way.
And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Jaguars back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And the last time we saw them, Brock, they took a risk, went for it on their own half of the field, but it didn't work out. Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got the tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Now Milton to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That's almost as good as a sack. Almost, Kate. Because those defenders, they like to have sacks more than incompletions. But defensive coordinators, they love pressure and forcing the issue. And that's why the QB had to get rid of it.
I'll air it out on 3rd. Connecting on the slant. Walk down there after a gain of about 14 yards. And that is a Jacksonville first down.
A gain of 14. First down, Jacksonville.
On the handoff, Allen. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup. After that play, we see some concern from their guys on the field. And now we know why. One of their best players was hurt on the play and is getting worked on. This is Allen on 2nd. And he's going to work ahead for a couple here. It's 3rd down now. Not in a time crunch just yet, but they're hurrying to the line anyway.
2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Milton now. Complete beyond the marker. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. Trying to work quickly now.
A gain of 12. And the Jaguar first down.
Oh.
Play fake. It's Milton.
Yo, I gotta
There's
remember
Bosa
that
again.
this is not my quarterback from
Already,
last year.
Brock, he's got 2 sacks to begin this
In
season.
terms of his
Pass
athleticism,
rush could be coming again after that last sack, Brock. Let's see. Here's 2nd and 19.
There's things I could do with my old quarterback I can't do with Milton, man.
Milton.
Milton has a stronger arm and 99 arm strength. My other quarterback was super
First down,
athletic.
Jaguars.
So I gotta be careful.
Yard gain. First down, Jaguars.
Up the middle, here goes Allen. Taken down, but not before he picks up 11 on the play. And that's going to earn the Jags a new set of downs.
18-yard line. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Jacksonville.
Working inside the red zone. This one's caught. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. Everybody rushing back to the line.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 9-yard line.
Shotgun handoff for Allen. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. Now we get a timeout from the Colts. That's their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. They've got 3 tight ends on this 1st and goal, thinking run or play
Wait
action.
till it's high. I can make it go in the yellow towards the right, low, over the top, green, high, left, low, or high. Like, they don't tell you these things about this meter. Bro, they made me.
He keeps it himself.
Why they make me stand up to throw it?
Technically, this is going to go as a
That
loss
was
on the
crazy
play.
as hell. Y'all see how he stood up like he was about to throw?
So no luck in that final yard, Brock. They simply lost that battle up front. Didn't get the push they needed.
Yeah, give some real credit to that group defensively, right? It is just right off the jump. Who creates that surge, that pad level?
And he's in for the touchdown.
Raymond Allen, the ball carrier. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Now they'll try to knock the extra point through.
I've only been unsuccessful 2 times.
Accuracy
on
perfect
QB
there as
sneaks
it's center
in
cut.
6 seasons.
They jump ahead by 4.
17. Colts 13.
The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. Return starts at the 3. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Colts offense set to head out. And they've got a bit of momentum from the field goal on the last series, hoping to grow that into something greater with a touchdown here.
Yeah, I think one thing you find is you do not want to settle for a field goal again. Points are great, but touchdowns, that's what's win games in the NFL.
And he has it all the way inside the opposing 40. A minute 56 seconds left in our first half. More from Lucas Oil Stadium after this. Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. And the catch in and out of his hands. Contact separating him from the football that time. Second down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Short pass brought in. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. They've got 35 now after the last completion got him 5. Throwing from the gun here. And that's going to fall incomplete on a look to his running back, and it's going to bring up 4th down. The Colts are going to turn to their kicker, Spencer Schrader, for the field goal try. On the left hash, this will be from 50.
50-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Making some progress here. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like
To the
that,
analytics, boys, see, they
such
don't point
a
this
boost
stuff out.
to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
1st and 10 coming up. Jaguars ready to take advantage of some good field position they've got here. To throw, Milton. And this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd down. Ooh, coming off a touchdown on their previous drive, you can almost feel the urgency up here, Brock. They want to add more.
Yeah, urgency and aggressiveness. Those are kind of the ingredients in the recipe for this offense, and certainly their success today.
Oh,
2nd down.
yo, his arm is so strong.
And he's not quite that
I
fast.
swear, dog,
Just a bit
like
too
his
much.
accuracy,
That's incomplete.
this is crazy.
I'll tell you
It's
this,
crazy.
they doubled him
Really is.
knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's key.
All that would have been
Been
completed with my
surprised that
other
QB still
quarterback.
threw it in that
His little
direction.
arm is-
With how well the
It's
defense had that
freaking
one covered.
insane, son.
To the air on 3rd and long. Buying some time right. Making the call himself. And he's out of
You
bounds.
gotta
Looks
get
like
that,
right
boy.
at the midfield stripe.
But once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running lane. Just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies
I
him.
should have just passed it.
This
Damn,
play
dog.
out. They're humbled and sent off the field here with a loss of yards and a turnover on downs.
It's a turnover on downs.
Airing it out to start this drive. It's caught, Warren. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. Colts operating from the hurry-up, rushing back to the line.
It's now 2nd and 6. At the
Throwing on
43.
2nd. He's running with it. And he will manage a little before being forced into a slide, as that's going to chip something off this upcoming 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd
Kicking now from the gun. Connection is made. Io Manor. There's the stop. Looks to be about 7 yards on that play. And it's going to be first down to Indianapolis.
I got 9 minutes.
Timeout Indianapolis. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Knocked away, that's going to be incomplete. Defender there, that brings up second down.
Incomplete. Christian Harris on the coverage.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. He's going to throw it. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means fourth down coming up. The Colts are going to turn to their kicker, Spencer Schrader, for the field goal try. A 49-yarder in front of him here. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And they've taken back the lead. The Colts ready to kick this one away, and away we go once more.
Going to feel just a little bit better going into halftime. Anytime you score points right before the final frame, and for the kicker, he pays off his teammates' hard work.
Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. Milton back to throw.
Go, dog, Keon, come on, dog. We was right there for the field goal, bro.
Not much added after the recovery, partner, so that
Damn!
As a quarterback, you're
We
really
were right
trying
there
as best
for the
you can
field
to
goal. You
find those
cannot do
windows where
that,
your man's
dog.
got some space after the catch, because the last thing you want to do is throw him into a big hit. Yeah, I know that fumble goes on the receiver's record, but that QB, he feels responsible.
in a tough spot already. Sent out there trying to keep these guys out of field goal range. They're just on the edge of it, but so far so good on first down.
That's right, and you flip it around on the other side, Kate, when you get a ball like this from your defense in such prime position, you definitely want to capitalize.
And they will not connect. Took his shot there to end the half.
Watch halftime, and then I'll have to
take
super
us to the
sim
break.
the second half. I could technically say this game.
Okay,
Like college, they don't let you
thanks
save games in
A
college.
show you love to love, back for another year. A busy week one of football. Let's get into it. Our trip around the league starts now, and it kicks off in South Florida. The Dolphins at home to take on the Patriots in the AFC East. And this is Jalen Lane. They'll get it out to him left side, and then he'll take it the rest of the way. He'll wind up going 60 yards for the touchdown. The Patriots do, however, find themselves trailing at the half. Next up, let's look in on the Bucs and the Titans in Nashville. And it's Cam Ward. One of 2 touchdown passes for him in this first half. The Titans trying to win the home opener. They have the lead at halftime. Lastly, let's check out our impact player from this opening slate of games, and it's this man. And this is ARSB Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's so good working down the field, hauls this one in stride. It's a 59-yard touchdown. The Lions do, however, wind up falling in this one. And as night falls on a fantastic first Sunday of football, a look here at the rest of the action on a hectic first day of the NFL's regular season. In the game you're watching, both teams making a strong case in this one, a 2-point differential at the break. As we hand it back over to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
All right, Scott, thanks so much. We are back. Setting him on the dive. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Let me try to score real quick.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Gonna lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, here's Milton.
Yo, this dude, arm strength
An
is
all-around
crazy.
tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the
You
throw.
got
It's
harness that
incomplete.
thing. This.
So after
That
that prior
arm
incompletion,
strength is
we've got 3rd down.
insane, boy.
Here's Milton. And this one is launched downfield. Well, they had the look, certainly didn't shy away from it.
Yo. Listen, though. Look, listen. How you overthrow him like that? Like, that arm strength is insane, son. And it's because the accuracy is off, right? So that deep accuracy is only a 70. So that arm strength is crazy. I'm not worried about the short accuracy, not even necessarily the medium. It's that deep accuracy that's hurting him, y'all. Because he had him. He had him, y'all. He had him. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, he's just straight up overthrew him. That's crazy, son. All right, I gotta go. So we'll save this game.
There's no question
I'll save it.
that throw was made.
And you just go to, I think you go to quit game. I think. I'm not gonna do that, but I think that's how you save it. But I know how you save it is like you just back out of the game all itself. Let me see some where any unsafe progress will be lost. I hope that's not the case. So if it bounced me to the main menu of the game, that's gonna save it. There it is. All right. So as you can see, you go to create load. You see that you can resume it. Like, they need to do this for college football 27. College football. Like, we got to be able to save these games. So I could jump back into this game later on when my Jaguars finish their game. So that's it. That's the end of the stream. Let me get up out of here.